Hello everyone, Maxis here, and welcome back to Pokemon Black and White. Last time, we trekked through the Pinwheel Forest and defeated Team Plasma, recovering the skull they stole of a certain Pokemon from the Nacrene City Gym. Hello, if you cross the Skyro Bridge, from here you'll reach Castelia City. Well, we have our next objective, and we saw it in the very large skyline. So, let's make our way towards the next area with this very lovely music and lovely atmosphere. I have a lot of nice things to say about Skyro Bridge, mostly just the fact that it's such an aesthetically appealing location, and okay, so hiccups of course. It's such an aesthetically pleasing area, and you can probably see just some of the freakouts the game's having, because there's a lot of stuff going on here, and you can also see that this is kind of where the idea of maybe Pokemon games going three-dimensional with different angles of camera started, and I like it. I'm searching for the exact center point of the Skyro Bridge. So we can kind of see that, I mean, by this time in Nintendo's releases, the 3DS, I believe, was already out, or the DS XL. You know, one of the newer iterations of the DS was definitely released by this point, and, you know, kind of as a result, this is starting to go into the pushing the boundaries of what the DS could handle. Wow, that's Castelia City skyline. It actually does look pretty nice. I mean, considering that this is you can pretty much tell that it is just a flat texture because of the way the shadows and everything work. And it also looks just straight out of Superman 64 with just the gray fog over the place. But honestly, it looks pretty nice on a a DS screen when it's all shrunken down. It does look nice, and I like it. Well, we've crossed the Skyro Bridge, and also you may notice I didn't have to move the D-pad at all, aside from when I talked to some of the characters. But you can just walk in a straight, unbroken line the entire way. It's actually helpful for some things later on. Hello, if you cross the Skyro Bridge on the side, you'll be in the Pinwheel Forest, Nacrene City. We just came from the other side. I walked so far, my legs are sore. You don't have to look. I can definitely say, of being someone who does walk more than the average person, yeah, that kills your legs. But we are in Castelia City, and I really don't care how the anime pronounces it, I'm just going to pronounce it Castelia City. This is a freaking massive location. I have a few spaces I would like to go to just to show things off, because this is one of the people I actually wanted to go see. Pansage, Pansear, Panpour, Pokemon that evolve with the special stones. Which one do you want to evolve? So, if you want, you can immediately get your semi-evolution of whichever of the grass monkeys you got. However, I don't really care about getting a specific one. I am just going to go for Simipour just because I have the stone, even though I'm not really going to be using it. It's not too helpful to evolve right now, because again, they do get some pretty good moves by level up, though it is a bit offset by the fact that they have pretty terrible stats for keeping them unevolved, and their moves are pretty terrible if you evolve them right now, unless you use TMs, which generally the good TMs don't get. It's a bit of the same with the Heart Gold Soul Silver syndrome. You may already know this, but I will give you advice. If Pokemon evolves, it will become more powerful, but it will learn slower to learn a new move. Certain Pokemon don't learn moves at all, especially true Pokemon. Stone's up to you. You can evolve with a good move, then evolve with a stone, or evolve with a stone fast, and then have it learn a move at him. I actually just said that, so wow, the game's actually a bit helpful for some things for sometimes. Stick up your thumbs, curl your fingers. That's thumbs up pose. It means okay. In some places, it also means money. Yeah, that's not wrong. That is actually one of the things I wanted to go over. You can get the Simi-evolution, and for the upcoming gym, I can definitely say Simisear would be pretty good. If you want to go back to Pinwheel Forest, get yourself a Simisear, you will be thanking yourself. This is somewhere we can't do anything. Royal Unova is now in preparation. We're working hard to ready to ship the best Pokemon trainers. You can't do anything in this area. Not yet, at least. We'll be coming back here when we have completed a couple more things, and, you know, just in general have more completion, because that's when that thing opens up, and it's actually not that bad. Castelia Street, Oceanside Cruise Dock, that's not where I want to go. I do, however, want to go into the Pokemon Center, because I just want to heal up, and, recovery, so sorry. You know, Gonat, even smarter than I am, let me tell you. Geonet. Yeah, no, we're not doing Geonet. We actually can't do this. There's actually a lot of really good items you could have gotten from it. It's basically just trading with people randomly, and the more different ID numbers you have registered, the items you will get from a certain NPC, except the gentleman up on the top left with the sunglasses with the really angry-looking eyebrows. He will give you varying items depending on how many unique ID numbers you've collected. Good luck getting all of these, and there's some pretty good items from it. I'm not going to go into them, mostly because there's local-only trading, and you can't get that many unique ID numbers unless you have, you know, a large group of people who have, say, both games or multiples of every game, and can just trade you different ID numbers, and, you know, can get up there because it's a slog to get enough to get everything. I'm pretty sure, like, 200 or something like that is the maximum to get the best reward, where I think it's just like a rare candy. It's really not worth it. There's some helpful item, but there's also some just not helpful items. There is this pier. This one is something to get on your skin. You want to yell at them, swim with the ocean. We're not alone, of course. It's actually a pretty relaxing way to get rid of stress, is just scream at the ocean, because then you're not yelling at anyone. You're just yelling at the open air. But we are not going to be going over everything in Castelia City, because I have seen things going over this area, and they get bogged down here for episodes, you know, 20, 30-minute episodes. They're here for 4 to 5 episodes. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that, because I value you guys' time more than anything, and also, I don't want to be stuck here for 5 episodes just talking random NPCs and going over random trivia, because there's not much to do here. Strength is not the size of body, it's also the size of a heart. I agree with that. Get back here. Hey, get back here, youngster. Aren't Pokemon great? Even if they're fighting someone bigger and better, someone bigger than them, up and at them they go. That's actually major. I like that. That's a good, confidence-inspiring thing. So, we have only gone over a couple of things here, and I don't want to go there because I think that's where the story progress is. There is something I would like to go over. And it is... Okay, this is one of the places I would like to go over. Where'd I put those sunglasses? I found them. We're going to give you inside. This is your Dark Places. TM70 Flash. That's one of the other things I wanted to go and get. This is a not super helpful item. It drops... it's a move that you can teach your Pokemon, and it drops their accuracy. It's not by half. The person is a bit of a typo. So, it's not a terrible move, it's just very situational. It could also, as I said, light up Dark Places. If you want to be a bit of an RNG hacker and just abuse RNG, you can teach Flash to a Pokemon. Generally, like electric types and I believe normal types generally can learn it, and also fire types because, you know, Flash. They can learn this move, and it can drop accuracy. It can be a bit helpful, but I am personally not going to be using it. There's, however, one person I would like to talk to. Actually, no, I want to go get the other thing first. This, in my opinion, what I'm going to be going over, is incredibly important. It's, in my opinion, one of the most important things to get in Castelia City. Just, it's that critical. Is it over here? Feeling radar. No, I don't think it's you. It's the name. Okay. So, I do not want to do any name radar. Can just change what we've seen. Person name with it. Okay. So, let's see. Is it... Yes. Okay. Going to floor 11, because this is where something in particular that I want to go grab is, because it is a bit helpful. And speaking of actually helpful TMs, well, semi-helpful TMs, I'm pretty sure this is where I get it. I've reinvented a special machine. Only people who know the person can use it. Okay, no, that's not what I was thinking of. Unfortunately, the password. Okay. I was thinking of somewhere else, I'm pretty sure. Unless it... Is it here? No. Actually, I do want to mention something in particular. This gentleman up here. My name is Mr. Locke, a magician clown who can open anything. Your name is Maxis, I'll see you again, I'm sure. No, you're not going to, because the thing I was supposed to come to you for does not exist. The way that this thing was supposed to work, this gentleman up here, he would unlock a special device. This was supposed to be transferred in from Generation 4 with Event Pokemon, and he would open the thing and give you a specific TM. TM, I believe, 95, Snarl. I believe that is the only way to have taught a Pokemon Snarl in Generation 5 before a couple of other things happened later on, because nothing naturally learns Snarl by level up. It was only a TM move, and You know, it's a pretty helpful move. I mean, competitively, it is a move that people run because it can drop special attack. It's a very powerful move just for that reason, and it isn't exactly the greatest of moves to be using in a single player. It was just my imagination. I actually do want to mention this. I'm gonna come on a little tangent for a sec. You want to go up? Yes. Uncheck you. Frisk, 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 frisk. And one more frisk. You need anything suspicious? Okay, you can go up. Want something interesting? If you're playing as the female trainer, he doesn't do that. Yeah, it's a nice little thing. So I don't know if this is the area I want to, because there is a thing here I want to go get, because, okay, I'm not going to use the thing I'm going to go get, but it is something helpful just to go over, because I know people will want it. Alright, Pokemon so charming, you did this. Not what I was looking for, but okay. You? Castelliacone? No. Castelliacone. We are not going to be going over those because you can't really get them, and also not, in my opinion, they're not super helpful because they only just cure a status condition, and if you have like a full heal or full heal, they do the same job, it's just without the prestige of a specific item. You can only get them on Tuesdays, where you can't get full heals yet, I believe, but they're not super helpful right now because we don't have a lot of things that are going to be inflicting status for a while, and you can also just go to the Pokemon Center generally. I only find the Castelliacone really helpful at a very late point in the game, at which point you've already gotten access to full heals. It's a nice little novelty item, but it's not super helpful. I think it's a good idea to raise some Pokemon trainers. No, I don't need you. Where's the thing? I'm thinking about a new business. What? Sure, no. Where's the thing? I think it's abilities. No. Where's the freaking person? I want the thing. With keen eye, can't lower accuracy on it. Yes, I'm aware. Please tell me it's you. James Castellian, leave a Pokedex, moving so far, some Pokemon, split a Pokedex, and pursue it's you. Yes! The Eviolite or Eviolite. This is a fantastic item. It is a very odd stone that only affects Pokemon capable of evolving. How does it affect them in terms of Pokemon capable of evolving? Well, it raises the defense and special defense of that Pokemon by 50%. Yeah, I'm definitely giving this to David, because David is the bulky of the two. No, actually, that's not gonna be a good idea. Would it be good to give to Mogera? Or should I say no? I'm not gonna give it to Mogera. I want to, however, head back to the Pokemon Center, because that is a very helpful item. The Eviolite is, in my opinion, one of just the single best items you can have at this point in the game, because you're not gonna have Pokemon that are fully evolved unless you, say, got a Pampor, unless you evolved your monkey, or you evolved your monkey, you somehow got like a Levani already evolved. You're not gonna have fully evolved Pokemon this early in the game, or like you got again, you're not gonna have fully evolved Pokemon. Giving this to them gives them a 50% bigger physical and special defense. And if you're using a Pokemon, say, like Snivy, even if it's evolved into a Servine, it's still capable of evolving, and as such, capable of receiving the benefit of Eviolite. There's a lot of Pokemon that are good for tanking, especially later in the game, and if they can evolve, or, well, they are able to evolve, their pre-evolutions generally also have a decent amount of bulk, and this just further exacerbates that into giving them ludicrous levels of bulk for this point in the game, so they can take hits really well. I, however, what am I doing? There was one thing I wanted to go do, and I just realized I didn't do it. I want to go deposit a Pokemon in the PC. I don't know if it's subtle or unsubtle what I'm going to be doing, but yes, there is something I would like to deposit in the Pokemon Center, because we will be coming to a new area of Pokemon soon. I know there's a lot to go over in Castelia City, and in particular, I am not going over everything. Most again, it will take such a ridiculously long amount of time to go over everything. It is, in my opinion, not worth it to go over everything because most of it is just unhelpful. I, however, am going to go to the northern area because there is something I would like to do up there. And then I will be coming back down here and then continuing on with what I was hoping to. Because this dancer over here, let's just say he's going to be important to us for some things in the future. Well, the near future. I do like Castelia City's music, where you could... I'm kind of glad they didn't just make it much louder music, because the cities are generally pretty loud. But they gave it like a sort of a jazzy... I don't know, they gave it a nice feeling. It's supposed to be based on, I believe, Manhattan. And, you know, I just like that they gave it a pretty good sound to it. It's a nice just thing to listen to. We are on Route 4, and as you can see, there is a sandstorm. This is, I believe, the only area of the game where you have this particular weather. And as such, it's pretty much the only place in the game you're going to be getting Sand Rush or... Wait! Darumaka already? What? Okay. Darumaka is what I was hoping to go and get. Darumaka may not look like it, but this thing is a powerhouse. It's a bit of a glass cannon, but hey, 90 base physical attack stat for right now, that's big. It's not great in speed, not great in anything else other than, you know, high physical attack. It's got not terrible HP, so it can somewhat tank hits, but honestly, this thing is just an all-out attacker. Hustle will boost the power of its physical attacks by 50%, but it lowers its accuracy of its attacks by 20%, and we can't really get this right now. Its hidden ability is Inner Focus. This prevents it from flinching. And, do I want to do this? I do want to catch Darumaka my reaction didn't give it away. However, the nickname I am wanting to give this is something specifically male. It's a reference to a male character in another fictional series, and having a female version of that would just kind of bug me. So, it's not sexist or anything, it's just like it kind of bugs me when somebody named after a male character is female or just vice versa, because it's a mental tick of mine. But Darumaka is a beast. We're not horribly far away from getting to evolve into the mighty Darmanitan. Everything about Darumaka just got magnified here. Insane physical attack, good HP. It's a bit on the glassier side, considering its defenses are not too stellar. It has a decent amount of HP, so it can take it somewhat, but it also has pretty sizable speed. Its ability also changes from Hustle to Sheer Force. Yeah. This thing already hits pretty hard. With Sheer Force backing it up, it's going to hit even harder. Considering a lot of its moves actually do have secondary effects because it's a fire type, a number of fire type moves are capable of inflicting burn. It loses the burn chance in exchange for enough attack power to generally just knock stuff out with a single hit, because stab boosted Sheer Force moves are just freaking nuclear, and I love it. You may also notice that hidden ability of Zen Mode next to it. Well, the way Zen Mode works is when it drops to half HP, it will change form into Darmanitan Zen Mode. It's not, in my opinion, a bad Pokemon, it's just wholly outclassed. You might think those defenses coupled with that HP, that's gotta be super chunky. And, you know, that special attack, it's gotta hit pretty hard because, you know, it's a fire type. Fire types generally have some pretty good special attacks. Yes and no. Remember, this thing has to be at half HP to get off this transformation. And Zen Mode Darmanitan is much slower than a regular Darmanitan. So things that might have outsped beforehand, which got it down to low enough HP, means they now outspeed Darmanitan, and you're in no position to really fight back against them. It's a bit of a bad situation, because you can frequently just hit something with, you know, Darmanitan's moves, it won't KO, they hit you back, you go into Zen mode because you drop below half HP, and then they outspeed you and then they just KO you the same turn. As well as you do lose Sheer Force's pure raw damage boost. I was actually looking forward to using a Galarian, not a Galarian, just using a Zen mode Darmanitan, but I realized you actually can't get it until much later in the game, and then I looked at, okay, what special moves does this thing get? It doesn't get many special moves that I would even consider using on it by TM that we would actually have access to in the main game. So I didn't consider a horrible loss, because it is very much a factual downgrade from regular Darmanitan. Just, you lose Sheer Force, you have the ability to be taken down by things you were originally going to have beaten, and it's a neat idea, it's just not executed well enough. It took a couple generations in Selective Evolution, but we eventually got a good Zen mode. However, we also have another Pokemon, actually, well, a couple of other Pokemon we can get access to here, one of which being the Sandile line. I'm a big fan of this thing. Dark Ground. That's a pretty nice type combination, pretty good offensively, and looking at just the stats and abilities of just Sandile, you can probably get the feel this thing is something that's not gonna be not able to haul weight. This thing will pull weight on the team, even as a Sandile. It might not have the same attack stat as a Darumaka, but Intimidate is a great ability for utility, and Moxie lets it boost its own attack stat when it gets a KO. You can't go wrong with its ability. It's also not that far from evolving. Rook, everything just gets a little better, more HP, more speed, more defense, more attack power. That's great. And when you finally get the Mighty Crocodile, this thing is pretty speedy. It's got not terrible bulk and a pretty good attack stat. Again, you can't go wrong with its abilities. I just think that this thing is a great Pokemon. I am not using it only because I don't want to be getting two Pokemon in the same area despite how awesome Crocodile is. If you want a strong Earthquake user, you've got one.